Everything is blue. His pills, his hands, his jeans, and now I'm covered in the colors, pull apart at the seams, and it's blue. And it's blue.
Alright, link just went out. I don't think we need to necessarily do a whole warm-up lead-in. Hi, hello. It's more territory battles, although the plan is breaking a little bit. We're a little bit off course for a couple of reasons. First off, I mean, a couple of bumps last night. You know, I think I'm still really happy overall with what we learned about the Jedi mission, and like, to be clear, this stuff like is very much learning as we go. Because it's once a month. It's mostly just chasing what works and trying to expand on it from there and help it work even more. With that being said, though, we have gone ahead and opened up Phase 2 mid as well. What's up, Jackaru? Yeah, which this is not something I normally have done, and it also means that there's one extra battle from the plan that I usually did, so there's a bit of a monkey wrench. We're gonna have to do some planning on the fly to try to get everything feeling good. What's up, Lazy Gamer? Yeah, no problem. Originally I wanted this to be like, you know, this week we're going for the max banners. And like, you know, especially like, if we're going for max banners, max play completion. Like, this was already like, hey, you know, straight up, I did not know going into that Magna Guard taunts, assisting off of that BX commando droid. Like, that completely throws a wrench, in the modding that I took bringing in, but also like, you know, we gotta fix that. Unfortunately, I thought I was gonna get a second chance at that today. It's the strategy I'm used to seeing. We went ahead and went for the 1-star. We're kind of curious. I mean, you know, obviously things need to get optimized more and more, but like, assuming CM performance for a guild goes up to boot, you know, Jedi Luke, Rey, throwing their weight around in TB now, I think like, I don't know, I might actually see the Nexus this time around. Nexu this time around, which, like, straight up, I've never fought him before. Part of why there's a monkey wrench right now is because, based on the existing plan, there was one less battle today than usual. And that means that I tossed some people into platoons that, as of right now, would have been, let's say, fantastic to have around. We've got a Shakti MIA, and we've got a Rex MIA. And normally, so because we have this gas Ahsoka mission, you'll notice I've done it, it's recordable. We'll get to it. I was hoping to get a recording of a good run to send it out to people early. It didn't quite go that way. We'll get to it. We talked a bit about RNG a bit yesterday. This, at least the way I run this mission, this feels the most RNG prone. Got 2 out of 4. Usually you can get 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4 can get weird. But we're not going to do that first. So, suddenly we have a problem. The team that I usually ran for this is this pairing. I was able to get 4 out of 4 with this. Still not a fan of Padme and TB, but just, you know, it's either this or, you know, the biggest problem with this draft is suddenly, I mean, you won't see them in this screen, but like, this basically disables Rey. So ideally, instead, in this case, you would want to go Shakti plus clones, probably as a sub-in for Rey today. That's not on the menu anymore, so the plan that I've come up with, this is actually really, really hard to plan out, and I don't know if I have the right answer here, because we have a lot of really weird options. I'm actually just going to pull this up. I did a mock draft for the scenario that we're in today. So, kept the Padme team as is. I think it's just a pretty safe assumption, just for a couple of reasons. Not having Ahsoka, you lose the usual dispel source, like for Magna Guards, if you get stuck on one. So you kind of, in my opinion, you want this R2 stealth to be there, just to help you from getting counterattacked. So like, it's pretty much going to be Anakin AoE as the main source, but that's going to help you try to get rid of things. You tried running Padme clones. Did not end well. Sorry to hear that. do you have a recording by any chance or anything? Like, again, this is sort of the trial by fire for trying to take these methods more public. I do think that the Padme SM will probably have some pretty big risk just in terms of, you know, like we saw. You know, the first time that I tried it, we got a Phase sacrifice super quickly. I think the way the SM went for me was relatively fine, but you're still kind of at the weird mercy of who gets targeted. Like, if Droidy could just decide that Padme needs to die immediately, it probably falls apart. But yeah, so in the mock draft, the dynamic that we're looking at here is, I think, given that we don't have Shakti hurts so much more than Rex here as well, because Shakti could have been in Padme, could have been with Luke lead. I think we have to keep the 2 droids here. We sub out JTR, we bring in Luke lead instead, and this is what I came up with. This is our team of stunners, and I actually really need to use this a lot more. This is such a good way to get a good visualization. I actually originally wanted to do this pretty badly, but the concern that I have here is we're not getting that much Terminator for Luke. We have CLS Zeta beating a little bit here, but if we run this team comp, we only have 2 people cycling his lead cooldown and giving Jedi Luke Terminator. But I don't think that's what we want. For all else boot. No, you ain't cool. Rex is platooned as well. That's the worst part. Or you're saying you did that? Yeah, tonight is actually a little bit stressful, Jeffy, because I platooned those people. I should have gone back and counted, but because we did the 1-star in mid, I just have to redo the plan for teams today. Oh, you mean you did? Yeah, like, even if we had Rex lead, I would, like, you know, Rex lead Barris or something, I don't know. This combination, because, like, look at this, right? So this, like, it's not going to be a must. I don't think. I think it has to be Barris. Even though this isn't even that great of a Barris, and I, like, built her more for speed. Like, she's still, like, full health stack, but just, like, max speed secondaries, just to try to help keep these 2 people going. If you're wondering why Echo is here, it's because if and or when we fight Spy, Spy's initial starting stealth comes in at a 3-turn duration. So we cannot rely on the initial Luke stun to open him up. We actually need to bring an indirect AoE dispel. And speaking about lines of relationships, I actually at first really was kind of hoping to just pull Chewie off, because think about it, right? Now that we're not using Rey, we do have Resistance Hero Finn on the free agency roster. Looking for a team, and like that's a weird character to leave on the bench. But that being said, it was like, well, the Spy is gonna stop dipping. Yeah, just go back to the screen. It's like, well, we could move Han out. I think Rey, Poe, Chewie, and even Vandor. I'm really liking Vandor here. I think Vandor feels like a lot. It just, you know, Lifeblood being a permanent buff for him, the damage reduction, that all just felt good to me, but it's like, well, if we take Han out, you know, Han with the reduced enemy speed is gonna feel nice, but we're not bringing in anything to really help deal with Spy. So, like, Han, I would probably technically win in this spot. He would be a bit better for control than CLS here, but CLS bringing the extra turn meter for the team, I think, will try to help just nudge Luke along, because we don't have a full Jedi team to work with. For Jedi, this is basically... There isn't much thought process beyond, it's what I got. Yeah, we got these 2 as the shoe-in for Padme. I don't think there's too much to explain there. And then from here, it was like, it really, really sucks. I think Old Ben with Luke, Jedi Luke lead, is such a strong shoe-in normally. And I think I would really like this to be the configuration instead. And then if Shakti wasn't in platoons, especially because Shakti is faster, you would go Luke, Shakti, Old Ben, plus 2 more. I think that's such a strong core, you don't need to think about anything else. That's not how tonight's going, so I'm gonna kicked from Fight Club, probably. That's the way things are headed. The thing that I'm hoping for here is, even though this is a Gear 12, pretty janky Barris, you know, enemies are still going to be using basic attacks, for the most part. I'm really hoping we have Echo in a high speed, high potency configuration. Same for CLS as well. Actually, I guess they're not going to be using bases because of old Ben. We don't have ability block anymore. I'm just hoping that Barris can help push things along. Because it was either her or it was a Gear 11 Ezra, and I'm not. Look, that's not even to speak poorly of Ezra, because like we could use Ezra to shove Terminator to Hermit Yoda. That is not a comfortable feeling to have. So I think we just kind of have to jump in. This is just going to be fingers crossing. This is going to be very similar to JKR in the sense that we really have to get our preload set correctly and ready to go. We need Luke's stun to be back up, which is partly why I'm worried about Terminator going to him, and why I don't want to just do a 2 Jedi draft. Ideally, I think we need to have his lead ability ready as well. We could try to preload Luke close to 100%, but that's pretty difficult to do. What Hermit Yoda speed? I went all out. We are plus 170. We are not messing around for a second with Hermit Yoda. He is all mods on deck right now. Other than that, I think we just have to. I think we just got to do it. Some weird considerations as well as like I think JTR, like pretty much just because if you view the speed reduction as cooldown reduction for your team, I was thinking like JTR. BB-8 was actually in my initial draft as well. I just don't think it's it. 246 wasn't enough for you in Slice 1 Middle, did I? Interesting. Well, this might end extremely quickly then. Let's hope that's not the case. No, this is a level of stress I wasn't ready for. You've heard 350 is DDK and shielded speed, so we have a potential tie. I don't think there's any way we can map it out better, right? I think we're just kind of best in slot. The problem is I'm just in a weird spot with 2 of these mod slots. Like, my fastest speed triangle is still 17. We're 3 gap here, which isn't as bad, but we're within 1 range for these 3 slots, so we're pretty much kind of locked in. But again, right, this is why Shakti would have been so sick here. This is why I'm so sad that she's platooned. Shakti being available solves so much of this puzzle. You don't come across a Draka. This is actually, I'm gonna start putting feelers out, and maybe we'll just have to crowdsource this ourselves, is being able to know, if we could just build a resource of a guide for like, here are the wave compositions you will fight in each zone or each phase, that would help turn TB into more of a puzzle. This would help so much in getting prepared. Okay. Good news so far. We did indeed go first. By a pretty healthy margin. Okay. Some technically weird considerations about like hitting B2 or not. I think let's go for action. I don't think you overthink this. Don't want to use stun here. We already got the stun. Echo actually doesn't really, because it's 3 Geonosians, right? We're not actually given that many droids to stun. I also think there's a consideration here that we need to give Master Training to Barris first. Luke is Relic 7. Barris is Gear 12. That logic makes sense to me. But let's... The noodle will noodle slightly harder along the way. Alright, let's see. I think technically speaking, if we want to give Hermit Yoda as much juice for as long as possible, I don't think we want to use this just yet. I think we want to hold this until this buff is off to keep his speed going. Let's see. Well, by doing this, we'll at least pull the stealth off of spies. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about that counterattack. Trying to think, we should have a dispel coming up fairly soon, I think. Chilos might be a couple of turns away. We got some time. Let's see. It's really weird to try. We have a completely speedless Luke, by the way, so they are working at his speed. It's still a little bit hard to try to plan things out around that. Okay. I'm not sure. So because they're not in stealth, right? I don't think they actually get the dispel into damage functionality. So I think I was wondering this with a defense up on Barrett's heal as well. It might have been better to have used it there. It's hard to say. I think that's the right choice. Alright, we have the buff off on Hermidiotas. We might as well get that back on. We actually have the lead ability up pretty quickly. Feeling good about that. Alright. I think if we pop into offense stance with CLS, we lose so much theoretical turn meter that getting the dispel now I don't even think is necessarily that big of a win. I wasn't tracking Luke's cooldowns. This is also one thing we really need to be doing if we're gonna do this correctly. They have so much health left, I actually don't know if it's that bad of a choice to pop this again right now. I don't think this feels that bad. What's Luke's cooldowns? We did AoE, we did one basic, we did the blind. I think we're on one more basic before the stun comes back. I think we probably did Master's Training here. I don't know why, but my Q hotkey. Oh, it's because of the game control. Alright, I don't know if this is gonna break. Anything? Sorry, I reinstalled BlueStack because I heard about a FPS fix, and it does totally work. I'm actually really happy about it. But along the way... Okay, let's double check. If they're stealth, if they're going to use this, that's not going to give them stealth. They have to get a crit. Ooh, some slight consideration for a Geosoldier is going to call one of them to assist. If he calls them to assist and they crit, then yeah. Then this will become the thing we know and fear. Interesting choice to bring CLS. It's because he's not actually a Jedi, but we're effectively passing some Terminator to Luke. Plus, him being in the control role does give us some nice advantages here, I think. Is there any benefit really added here for activating Jedi ability? I don't think so. I would have to assume that they clock Soldier to go before Spy, right? This is such a weird mission. Yeah, Jicky Luke. Mass assists. This will. I think that we could get this back in time. I think we've got low enough damage that I think pacing ourselves to get through this mission isn't that big of a concern. At the same time, though, I don't think Luke's stun is back up yet. But let's try to pop heal. I think that's the right goes here. Technically buffing the damage of one of the spies, but I think that's fine. If we're going for the effect that we're going for, I think it actually might be better. Instead of reducing one of the spies, I think reducing Geosoldier to ensure that the spies won't get stealth before going, I think is actually the best play here. Some RNG and if it'll land, of course, but I think that sounds fine. Or we could just miss it. Lovely. That's unfortunate. Did he not crit? Guess not. Let's see. We still don't actually have Luke stun up yet. I'm actually gonna be really sad if we miscounted. Oh damn, we're actually... Oh, I was thinking it was 4-turn. Damn. Alright, this is gonna cycle him to himself then. That's best practice here. Okay. Gonna take a while to get that back. I think that's fine. Yeah, I didn't actually see who the Geosoldier called to assist. I don't think it actually ended up going to a spy. Hard to say. Actually, I don't know. Maybe going for a reduction on spy. I mean, if it dodged, then the choice didn't matter anyway. But we might have had Echo Dispel back up anyway, so maybe that choice didn't actually end up mattering. Let's see. I mean, we might as well Master's Training on Echo, right? You are now a member of the Bad Batch. Let's see. I don't think we need. Just keep spreading turn meter. I'm trying to think. CLS had a. I actually was really debating giving CLS his middle Zeta before this mission, and I think that actually might have ended up helping him a lot here. Since I'm planning to use the new Chupio at 8-star, Gear 8 in GAC, I was also thinking of taking that middle Zeta. I think it's actually not that bad of a Zeta, especially because I like his defense stance so much. I really don't see much reason not to use it. I guess we do have this. Blind here especially is actually really sick value because we effectively stop his next move from... Man, this is actually way... This is... For a 3 Jedi team, this is cycling way easier than I expected it to. Again, I think that's partially because we have no damage here, and pretty much no damage here unless we want it to be. Interesting. We also just have a lot of Master's Training. I wouldn't say we're out of the game just yet. Actually, this might cycle. This might actually become a really low cooldown ability comparatively as well. Color me curious. I think we pop this. It's gonna take a bit for it to come back. I think we can pace ourselves. Yeah, this really isn't that bad for this team comp. Alright. I see you. Putting some pressure on Barris over there. This Magdagar's taunts are actually a bit hurting more than they should. This is Barris. It's so weak. Alright, we got the stun back, we got the lead ability back. We probably could use blind there. It should be fine. And I guess executionally speaking, if we're going to do this correctly, we need to make sure some Jedi has a good Terminator preload. This is going to be such a wet noodle team now without CLS here. I mean, Commander Luke does have a CD triangle CD set, but... God, is he just going to end up, like, pressuring out Barris here somehow? He's a god. Can't take his power. I'm like this close to just using Luke's blind right now just to get through this stupid wave. Okay. First learning experience from this wave, at least with this team comp, which no one should use unless you somehow find yourself in my position, is we really don't have to save the lead ability that much, realistically speaking. We can use it. GBA. Weird. And we have to go for B2 first anyway. I'm trying to think here. Hive Mind equalization is actually gonna be possibly the worst thing this team could have to deal with right now. Like, actually just completely... What's the game plan here? Alright, we're gonna wet noodle to begin with. Also, Echo... This is the one, like, team comp wave that completely devalues Echo here. Echo Grenade means nothing. This is going to be interesting. Alright, we got him down to 1 stack. Echo should be next. We can just aim this at whoever. So GBA isn't an elite, which means we can kind of just go for the ATTE now, I think, and just try to get this train rolling. Yeah, Fatal in for sure. Okay. I think we have to keep popping Hermeduta basic here for the turn meter. Brute lagging behind a little bit. We need to be careful about Brute counterattacks, so I think Echo Grenade coming up here is going to be the only chance we can really do it before he starts counter taunting. I mean, technically we just need more damage. Barris heal doesn't do anything except for give us defense up. I think we just need to take the 2k. Thank her for her efforts. I don't know if going for GBA here is the play. This doesn't feel right. I think we need to pressure out Spy, who's assumedly way squishier than GBA. I mean, obviously, if we take out the Hive Mind, then life gets easier. But I don't know if we have the beef. I think Spy represents such a greater threat here. This is difficult. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that this was the right approach. I mean, technically, because it's equalization, like, even if we swap focus now, nothing actually changes, right? I mean, we can try to fish for it. We know the Mass Assist isn't going to kill Brute Alpha. Man, this is looking like a solid 1 out of 4. Can I kill anyone? Stay tuned. Answer very likely no. It's possible that JTR even without R2 3PO might have been able to finesse better than this janky comp would have. Actually, so depending on who dies here, if Echo dies here, it's actually not that bad. We'll cycle Hermeduta, and I think we'll get a move here. Why isn't Hermeduta's bonus turn taking priority? What? That is, or is it just 100% Terminator? So equal. Fair enough. I mean, this is just a wet noodle team, right? Like, Luke is strong, but Luke is not strong enough to... Like, a full JKR GMY, even if being non-brute, you're trying to deal with some pretty high HP. Yeah. I think, risking it with JTR might have ended up being better here. I mean, the whole CLS coin flip dodge at the start was unfortunate, but I don't think that was really... Even if we kept CLS here, I think we still run into a DPS wall. See stealth. I hate that you can't tell easily if people are stealth when they're stunned. Yeah. I mean, we can try to play this out, but I guess Luke hasn't countered much yet, right? I would say extremely likely we don't get 2 out of 4 here. I guess never say never. He should be coming out of stealth now, right? Or are we 1 turn away? I think we might have to pop Foresight. I don't actually think it will matter though. It might be better not to pop Foresight so that we counterattack. Hoping. Okay. He's out of Master's Training next turn. If we have Luke's lead ability, that might actually be the most ideal here. We're a ways away. Okay. Interesting. Luke's gonna go. We'll give speed to Hermeduta. He's gonna have this mood will cycle back to Luke. We'll get the AoE. This is a dispel, but we're gonna have to. Like, he would just counter us anyway, so we need to do that in that order. Hopefully, Spy doesn't pop us. This might actually be one of them. Luke might be able to clutch this out. We do the out of turn attack. He doesn't get us back. Spy is no, Spy's not Slight consideration here. I think we skip her Master's Training this exact turn. Because I'm pretty sure Hermodito is going to go once, if not twice, before a Spy here. I think he's pretty much actually safe here. Let's just... I wish I had checked Spy's cooldowns before he went back into hiding. Let's see. Counterattacking is going to be pretty nice here. Ooh, who yanked? Why did he get yanked out of stealth? I actually don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Focusing, like, GBA is obviously the character who needs to die, but his effective HP has to be so much bulkier than if he just stuck on Spy or Soldier instead. We have to get the counter chance established. Okay, sure, why not? Yeah, he pulled it out. I mean, at this point, even if he had the counter, like, obviously, it's not even. God, that really sucks, though. Like, we drafted Echo for the droid stun, and then what? We got full Geo Wave. Echo was completely dead weight into 3 Geo Wave? Damn. I think the idea was good. This is kind of why I do want to build, if not finding one that's already built, find a guide for TB wave compositions, right? Like, if we knew, like, oh yeah, south, you know, let's say 3 possible wave outcomes, one of them is full Geo, that maybe points to, like, hey, Echo, probably not the best draft idea here. 2 out of 4 for the way that went is actually not that bad, but 2 out of 4 is, in fact, a lower number than 4 out of 4. Alright. This Jedi team is going to be weird. We jump into this now? And we have to do them all at some point. I don't even necessarily need comp probability, I just want to see... Do you provide that for Dark Side Geo? I don't know if we actually have, like, wave by wave. I mean, I can try going, but... Like, I saw the SAOGH help. And, like, we have the list of, like, this stuff. But I'm saying, like, the actual composition. Like, you hit wave 2. Here are the... Here are the options for what you'll run into. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to remod Basilo for this since we're on a different plan. Okay. That was BlueStacks hard crashing. Yeah, I reinstalled BlueStacks because Ian sent me a fix to get high FPS back, and it is playing at high FPS, but yo, I've had BlueStacks crash twice in 2 TB missions, or 2 TW attacks, and I still, yeah, I think I like a platform that doesn't crash. But let's kindly just peace out on BlueStacks. It's a shame, because it does feel so much better to play that way. I do miss it, but I like emulators that don't do that. That's a shame. Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, because of the exposed spam, JTR has such an easy time powering through geos there. And, like, I don't know, there was some possibility of, like, trying to do Padme with clones, but, like, without... Like, we'll pull this up, right? Like, this, to me, just doesn't look like a good idea. Because, like, part of the value in Padme clones was Rex Unique giving speed So like even though Padme team can't gain turn meter, you're still kind of having more presence on the board. But like this. Okay, imagine that there's an Echo here. This is now Echo. It's the same colors. This doesn't look that good to me. Like, yeah, you have a 5-second taunt, but like, most of 5's kit is driven by the turn meter when he's not getting hit. Like, our Trooper Echo with the turrets is actually really, really great droid battalion control. Because, like, speaking of droid battalion control, Grandmaster Yoda and Padme, to me, just is so bad because you're not getting the turn meter on his basics against droid battalion. I mean, publishing which elite is still better than nothing, but yeah, ideally I want full wave composition. Right, because like the elite doesn't necessarily matter as much as like, is there a Mind Guard you're going to be having to deal with, or blah blah blah. Is it Spy? Is it Sniper? Is it D2? Yeah, I think Padme clones without Rex is kind of tragic. Anyway, let's do. Hopefully this time without crashes. Next has never crashed for me yet. That's about the best rave review I have for it so far. Is it didn't destroy my game yet. Yeah, sometimes that's all that matters. We're playing at the good old janky 30 FPS. What it is. We'd probably just give Bastila Hermit Yoda mods, right? I mean, we did kind of give Hermit Yoda the fastest junk with this whole setup. And in some ways, like, the weird thing about this is Bastila actually makes kind of a nice addition against Sniper Droid. Not necessarily better than Hermit Yoda in some respects. I still really like the whole... I think Hermit Yoda, Old and Billy forms a really, really nice power trio. Like, he wants to die, and both of them want him to die. It's a nice coupling. But for example, like, you know, once Matrix is worn off and Sniper Droid is getting up in stacks, if she lands this ability block, it's actually pretty sick overall for making sure that Sniper Droid can't use his middle special for the insta kill. It's not nothing. Like, again, Bastila isn't exactly a bad addition for this team. I just think Hermit Yoda had more to bring, especially because of the turn meter, all of that jazz. Way to do all that. I think in some respects our damage will actually technically be lower because we could do Master's Training on Grandmaster Yoda and then steal offense down or get it from using basic on someone who's low HP. So technically, I mean, we get crit chance on, which is nice, but I don't think the B1s don't give crit avoidance, so it actually doesn't give us anything. Alright, should be good to go. This is probably the fastest my Bastila has ever been in her life and will ever be. So I guess how is this going to differ? Hermit Yoda not going first changes the flavor a little bit, although I actually don't hate it. It's actually kind of nice to just not have to overkill on B2 stacks here. But we're down to 3, so we can just splash. AoE. In terms of opening move efficiency, that's actually fair. Is this actually? We probably need to. Let's see. We don't actually. No, we do actually. LB1. This feels like we're killing the wave too quickly. Actually. We didn't get ability block or offense down on this spy, which is a little bit janky. Problems for later. If we take this assist call, we are hurtling very quickly towards ending this wave too fast. Right. In the interest of that, Let's slow our Grandmaster unit down and slow him down the process. Swap to Old Ben. Pawns up. Yeah, Spy should. It's so crazy to me that Spy has a 3-turn natural still. It really does. Like, you would have to control him for 2 turns successfully, or stop him from critting. Ugh. That's actually pretty nice. We actually, okay, I think giving her Hermiona's bust probably wasn't great. We should have given her some extra potency to work with, because that's really what she's here for, ultimately speaking. Bolden's still a ways off. I don't think we can call Yoda to assist. I think we need to slow things down a bit. Okay, he's gonna have Nuke coming up, and both should. No, he's gonna cycle, although tenacity is gone for most of them, so he could just fully cycle if he lands triple expose here. Technically speaking, I think someone can probably proc save you here. I would say it's pretty likely. No? Okay, it's technically correct. Not sure. I mean, Savior getting procced on Old Ben actually does help him speed up. This potentially feels like too much, I think. I'm gonna use Nuke again, just to slow us down. Like, we could mark here, but we kind of need them to... We need to not kill them in time. Actually, I think best move probably just swap to Old Ben here. Okay, that was the turn how we can kill them. Still don't think that using mark here is the best play. I mean, it'll cycle Jolie's assist cooldown. How bad is that mark, actually? We have swap down as well, so it means that the next mark is going to be 3 turns off going to the next wave. That's actually a pretty rough way for Revenant to enter the wave. It's probably best if we just kill Magnet now. Even if they go into stealth, we're not going to care. Also, I really don't know why this happens. And I know that this sounds like crazy, like blanking on bias names right now. Like, it sounds like, oh yeah, this always happens, even though it doesn't. You just notice it. The AI really seems to love focusing Old Ben, and it's not like he's the squishiest target either. I do not understand it. You would think he would be the least favored. He actually has this up, so I'm gonna take it to play. Anytime he's about to do this, this is gonna immediately be followed by this, so you essentially delay this out by spreading the tenacity. We don't have, you know, that many buffs to spread, but it's just about a 50 blocker here. Okay. We're close enough that we need to start planning how we're gonna exit this wave. If we do assist Paul and Grandmaster Yoda here, it's not the worst move not to have going into the next turn. The question of if we can manage to kill all of the time. If we do this, we'll get the damage plus on Grandmaster Yoda. We can hopefully try to one-shot by here. Generally speaking, based on my experiences though, this doesn't get the kill. Usually. Which is a shame because this is actually such a sick setup otherwise. We would have Mark, we would have buffs, we would have Mind Tricks ready to go. This is as close to a good preload as we want. We spent Jolie's assist, but that's actually not that bad of a trade-off considering how good everything else is. We can try this. It might... Strategic advantage might be better to use here, because even if this doesn't kill, we'll be 0%. This is going to be less damage, but it will at least be 40%. I think that logic sounds safe enough. Let's just take it. Yeah, not even remotely close. Okay, not having Basilisk buffs in the next wave sounds bad, but I actually don't think it's that bad of a cooldown to blow here, because we'll still have 100% Terminator Mark and Mind Tricks ready to go. If we have to get the kill with... Well, we can just go all the way around the horn, speaking. Defensively, do not know to kill. Probably. I don't like using it in this capacity. Actually, you know what? That preload was good enough. I think that's actually a good point. That actually might have been a perfect case for using the invincibility there. Let's see. If we go around the horn one more time, worst case scenario, what's the worst that could happen? I don't think we have Battle Meditation, so next Grandmaster Yoda move probably kills him. If he somehow manages to go lead, that would be pretty tragic. Like anyone else, we kind of don't care. You know what? We have the Mind Tricks prepared. I don't think it's actually that bad. Let's just take the kill. Or is it? Interesting. So using Swap to end a wave is a move that I'm not that opposed to. It does delay the second mark. The first one comes up. Quality of this wave entry just went down a pretty decent amount. Yikes, this is getting increasingly ugly. So, let's talk this through, right? We already took two moves that were fairly greedy, hoping for a kill. This, combined with the 5% max health, I'm pretty sure that this is 5% max health isn't going to drop this here. So best move is technically just basic, bite the bullet. We're going to be 0% Terminator here, but we have Mind Tricks, we have Mark. We can get going fairly decently. Alright, let's see what we're working with. Alright, we get a pretty good buffet. There's no B2 here. I actually think we could just start working on Sniper Droid immediately. It will stop Grandmaster Yoda from doing his Droid Battalion dance. B1's not actually that bad to deal with. We can time Foresight. Let's see. We have the invincibility. We could just go for it. I don't think it killed. But it might just be best to blow it now. Yeah, if we had potency on Bastila, I think that would have been... I mean, yeah, she gets free potency with her unique, but it would have been nice to have here. Alright, we can cheat a little bit. I think if we splash into rate reduction and stun, that might be the best that we can get here. Spy should assassinate a little bit in here. I think that's fine. Although I think his assassinate might be coming up as well, so be careful about that. Basil is the best Terminator swap target, I think. Ooh. Since we have Sniper under pretty good control, there's actually a pretty decent argument to swap to Bastila. Basila's turn is kind of deadweight here, but this gives us an immediate mark on BX so that we don't have to worry about a BX assassinate. I think that's the best call here. Oh wait, he was ability blocked. We took so much heat on old Ben, I just assumed. We also lost the mark on Sniper Droid. We are hurtling towards throw territory right now. That was actually a pretty big misplay. We have to try to salvage, like, right now. I have known the AI not to use its insta-kill ability sometimes. I do not think that now is going to be one of the lines. Such a bad thing. You did it! Okay. I don't think... Oh, the counterattack was somewhat nice at least. Alright. Man, all we had to do was kill the sniper droid and we would have been so comfy. Was not thinking about it ending soon because we got the tornado reduction. Alright, we've got the revive cooldown. We can bring Old Ben back at least. JKR being dead does suck pretty bad. I think we just gotta revive. If Old Ben dies again, that's pretty fine. Thank you. I think Spy just right and fell, so I think his next turn should be a nuke. We could greed it and try to sneak in a double basic here just to get some heat off of us. I didn't rev and revive. When he gets 15 stacks here, this Moo instantly kills with no chance to revive. So basically, the fact that we marked BX droid here and didn't take this mark, or didn't kill him instead first, essentially just cost us an impossible revive. And because also it was bad cooldown tracking, if we played this correctly, we didn't actually need to mark BX here. So BX also has a revive blocking kill. It would be in this slot. It's basically like a spy nuke, but that blocks revive. He usually does this move first, and I had assumed that it was used, but we couldn't check it because of the mark, because you can't select other people. So I assumed that he was also threatening to kill someone without revive. I mean, technically speaking, we don't actually have to use this. ATTE would be the safest. You got it. Alright, the counterattack chance is nice. It does do a lot less damage yet, but I have had it still pop people. If next wave is a droid battalion style wave, it's possible that we can clutch this out, but the odds of that happening are quite low. We're also a bit blind to what Spy's cooldowns are going to be. So I guess we kind of just have to hope for it. I think thinking that that's coming, we have to call Julie to assist just to sort of beefcake the boy up. Well, 40% more damage is a pretty big number. We could just bait Old Ben. Yeah. That's his job. That's why he's here right now. Just, I'm back, guys. Oh god, immediately. The next turn just gets crushed. Twice in a row. What's Old Ben doing right now? His best. If this lands... If Yoda kills him before Jolie can assist, it's a little bit tragic here. I mean, technically it isn't, because next turn we'll just have SA, we can just splash. Can we kill him with Splash into Battle Meditation and then just start with basic spam? Assuming that it's a droid battalion wave. We actually might be able to. Oh, or we just kill him with a Splash. Alright. Why have to make choices when you can just get it on the first turn? This is still a really pretty shitty 2 prelim, all things considered. This wave isn't the scariest, but it's not doing us favors. I think we have to do one more round of basics here first. Because we stole stealth, we don't have to worry about him counterattacking just yet. Is this... I've never aimed this at a droid battalion. I don't, like... 10 stacks of droid battalion from all B1s is garbage. That is so bad. No thank you. Alright. If we continue doing the dance, I think we get 3 more turns before they get go. So I think we should have a B1 kill here. Probably best if we try to... I'm assuming B2 is going to be so tanky. Maybe if we do this right. You do 26, 10 for physical damage, and then what? 8 more for bravery? Yeah, yeah, but still, like, that's not even a consideration, right? Like, this is basically just +2 from a basic. And for what the cooldown is and what the effect is over here, like, why would you ever want to do that? Do we actually want Old Ben back right now? Old Ben doesn't get the nicest of talent. Oh yeah, how the +2 basic is 16. Well, but he would do it again anyway, right? So if you did... If we're, like, ignore bravery, ignore the other stuff. Basic is 16. And then the event ability is 18. Yeah, it's +2. Oh wait, does bravery only impact special abilities? Yeah, because we've always been counting down for the time. Okay, but technically. But still. What's up, Marius? Is this entire run just going to become Old Ben showing up just to die? Like, look, turn meter, they're all about to go. But in some ways, that's actually kind of good. They'll just boost them up. This is so weird, man. This is not how I usually play this. Was it all GMY basics? Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, notice how it says here, can't actually point it without dragging it off. Whenever this character uses an ability targeting Droid Battalion, he'll basic for free. And so Droid Battalion means that they're always set to 1 HP, right? And 1 HP gives Yoda turn meter. So in this case, like, you know, we killed the last guy in the last wave with Splash. That is basically the best wave entry that you can possibly get here, because Yoda starts at 100% turn meter before anyone else gets anything. So we are having Yoda give himself 80% turn meter per basic. And then, you know, let's say, for example, Splash is a bonus turn, so Splash will activate B1, but, you know, you will splash into basic, so if a B2 has, even say 3 stacks left, let's say a B2 has 3 stacks, you aim Splash at a B2, you'll bring him down to 1 stack, but you're guaranteed to take the next turn again, so then you can Battle Meditation. And Battle Meditation brings you back to 100% turn meter, but you'll go into a coin flip with a B2. So in this case, you give yourself 75% turn meter, but then you finish it up with a basic, so you're back at 100% again. So basically, you just need to know how to... I call it the Droid Battalion dance or whatever, but basically you're just learning how to... 55%? I thought it was 75. It doesn't matter. Oh, right, because the Jedi did. True. But yeah, the math is the same. You would have to have what you Jedi did. Yeah. True. We could... Buff spread is probably better, right? We actually have to buff... Well, we have tenacity already. This exposed, I'm pretty sure Spy is gonna do next. I don't know if we want to feed them necessarily. So probably turn meter reduction here is better, because we just do this now. Maybe we do. Alright. Bye, old Ben. Ooh. Bastila landing her moves. Who is this girl? This, him? Okay, we have SA on Mercedes, so this doesn't matter anyway, but losing stealth on Spy actually does kind of suck here. If we can kill BX first, I think that would be ideal. This stun is actually super clutch, and I would not... I think because JKR is dead, I think we lose the potency. So this is actually kind of a high roll. Old Ben did his job again. I feel so... Straight up, this is never how Old Ben goes. This is like... We're making it work. It's like a running gag at this point. I love it, but also I feel bad. We should probably... So doing this will kill our Terminator technically, but this is gonna cycle then. Oh wait, no, he did nuke. We're fine. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah. We got the kill. This is a blue block for one turn, there's no point in landing it here. He doesn't have cooldowns anyway. I don't think her targeting matters. If he aims at Jolie, this is a high roll. Because otherwise we're gonna be stuck aiming at E2 now, which is gonna be very unfortunate. Ooh, actually, speaking of, I think that might have been a misplay using SA there. I mean, the logic was good, but now we're potentially getting Grandmaster Yoda counterattacks. If he aims at Jolie, we're fine. If not, he didn't crit. So everything I said kind of doesn't matter anyway. Normally we would have been stuck on the now. So I guess the question is, I mean, we've got to just stay Savage on Spy now, right? Just leave Rocket Trooper for last. If Spy gives us the chance to kill him, I don't think there's a world where we can't. So also keep in mind, when we had, like, you know, dead Old Ben and dead JKR, this is why I was saying the only chance for this run to stabilize is if we fight against a droid battalion team, because that's basically... This is only the... What's the conditional for his taunt? Is it just... Is it the elite? I think it's the elite. No? Why did he taunt? Oh, taunts at the end of each of his turns. Well, we have buff immunity. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Two turns. Those should be ending soon. We got potency up. Let's go fishing. Yeah, why not? We got SA back to Grandmaster Yoda. Feeling spoiled now. We're doing pretty okay. Buffs. We got damage. Spread them out. Why not? Feel like giving? Yeah, we're fine. I still would not expect to beat the last wave, but if this stream has shown anything, I've been wrong plenty of times. We actually don't have that. I was gonna say we don't have that bad of a preload position, but it is kind of rough. 2 turns, so we need him to go one more time. Let's just pass the Jolie, cycle his revive cooldown a bit. Alright, Old Ben should go one more time. I'm really hoping that we can get a good load. If we're gonna have a good shot at the end here, we need to... This might be hard not to get Grandmaster to kill here. No crit? That's absolutely perfect. Okay. We got double offensive buffs on Yoda. We want SA back on Yoda typically anyway. I think this is a good way to exit the wave. Old Ben's about 55%. That should be fine. Ah, fuck, it's GB. Alright, go next. This is not even... I mean... Oh, we tried. Yep. I mean, Old Ben buys some time, but like... Yeah. Actually, I was trying to think about this. Okay, if we assume that focusing GBA is bad, which the more I think about it, I feel like that's a fairly safe assumption to make. We don't have access to Spy. It feels like Geo Soldier might be one of the better focuses to take. I mean, Sunfac is a decent amount of healing. Okay, Poggle is the Terminator reduction. And Poggle twice. Poggle also pretty squishy. Poggle and GB or GB Soldier both fairly. Yeah, 30% of. I think Soldier. I think Soldier is probably the safest bet here. Soldier brings a lot of extra meter benefits for them. Helps spy a lot. Oh, does he have other? Yeah, each other. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Just... He just didn't give any concessions at all. Nah, son. You get nothing. I mean... He's gonna use the cleanse, right? Responsibly speaking, we have to reduce his turn meter, I think. I mean, nothing... It doesn't matter, but sure. That's the line to play that makes the most sense to me here. Let's play. Wait. Optimal play here should be to focus the squishiest person and then use that equalize to kill GBA, right? Wait, I'm not saying it's winnable yet, but that makes the most sense, right? And actually, that's JKR makes that a lot sloppier because you're stuck on the mark target. This is wait. I'm getting ideas. It's dangerous. Also, oh wait, mark again. Or once again. I don't know how close or far. I think Jolie is the only real value assist call here. Wait, no, we can call Bastila. Bastila for the ability block. Don't have potency up, unfortunately. We got it. Okay. If we win this, I'm gonna be so sad. Alright, that was pretty ugly. I like it. Two Geo turns before Jolie goes, assumedly. He should be dead here. He's not dead yet. Despite his best efforts. He might go next. Is there a consideration to just pop this on Brute? That seems so bad. But, like, we don't... Did he use his cleanse move yet? I actually don't remember. We got the... I don't think he did, right? It should still be up. Yeah. Okay, but what if we mulligan here? If we pop Battle Meditation, we'll get Splash, we'll get this. You think I'll lose here regardless? Yeah, but we have to play it out, assuming that it's probably gonna win. You get 45%. You are 100% right. Alright. It's not going to get old. Also, we just... What is it? I swear, I am telling you, I am not full of it. The AI hates old Ben, and I don't know why. Yeah, we 100% don't win here. We salvaged it. Not the worst. Yeah, but, like, old Ben is getting dogpiled even when he's full protection, full health. Like, it's that levels of, like, AI obsession. That was, what, 4 or 5 times? Alright, we're not doing this. Okay. Gear level, we were... R7 Grandmaster Yoda. R5 Old Ben is probably the one that's the weirdest, but, like, it's weird, right? So, like, he spent most of that dead. Like, I think the most notable thing that R5 Old Ben did there is he took those initial 2 spy nukes. Oh yeah, the AI absolutely will focus on whoever is lowest, usually. But that's what I'm saying, right? Is like, in the neutral state at the start, they always pick Old Ben. Even though, like, that's what's weird to me. Old Ben is not the weakest on the team by a mile here, right? But yet, it always goes for Old Ben first, and then Old Ben becomes lowest, and then it just becomes a pattern. You know, Old Ben keeps getting hit, Old Ben keeps getting survived. I mean, you could also say it's partly because of the taunt, but even in situations where you didn't have taunt, you would still get gone. I don't know. We get to taunt pretty safely with Old Ben, so maybe there is some truth to that, of just the taunt forces him to be lowest, and then you just game the AI a bit from there. Yeah, I think that actually makes sense. Okay. This, I remember this feeling a lot easier than my Padme attacks usually do last time. I still hate Padme in territory battles. Which is weird because I normally, like, I love Padme versus Grievous in PvP, but just, I hate the lack of turn meter. I hate so much. Let's see. Yeah, going through tonight, going through last night, just in general, I think I might do a pull out of my Discord or something. If we could try to like crowdsource, like, hey, what wave compositions did you see in this mission, in this wave? Could be such a nice step forward for trying to tackle this methodically instead of like, basically everything that I've found so far has been the result of like trial by fire, trial and error. Just, well, that works. I don't know if it was like, you basically just have to try to look at it as critically as possible. Like, it won, but like, was it good? And that can be hard to do sometimes, objectively. All right. Too bad. Because it's Padme, we're pretty much not going to get a chance to do anything. I love it. If we get this confused now, this actually might be kind of thick. Is there... Okay, wait, let's count. We aim at B2. I don't think it's possible to kill B2 before he activates. We have Padme coming after him with the cleanse. Controlling sniper droids for me is better to me. Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna dispel. This is for the confuse and the stun on sniper droid. Completely. Just getting control on it so that we can deal with other stuff a bit more relaxedly. Right, because like think about it this way. We 2 droid battalion stacks here, then best case R2 takes 2. Then other best case, he takes 2. B2's still gonna take a turn. Yeah, Flare, we're gonna be calling R2. So ideally going for the stun as well. But also the AI doesn't always necessarily use this first. Actually, he doesn't, Dispel. I thought he did too. Wait. Nah, it's just turn meter, so it ends up feeling like it Dispel sometimes. Yeah. I think this sounds like a fine play. I know why you're uncomfortable with it, but we're like there's zero chance of us killing B2 before he dispelled anyway. So like the way I see it, there's no difference here on activating him or not. There we go. He's not getting turn meter. He didn't get to play. I think that sounds pretty fine. Let's see. And then we'll have the mass assist with GK as well after Padme pops the section bomb. No real point using smokescreen yet. I don't think we really want to use this either. I think we just pop basics. Yeah, and probably pop basic here. Let's just let Padme do a cleansing job and then go at it. I thought that was only in the T series, or on the Elite T series. You did. Why is talking so hard? Talking about playing is pretty hard. It's not elite as well. Yeah, fair enough. GK basic works here. Let's... Mass assist is completely overkill here. We could just pop counterattacks. Slight waste of courage stacks there. Whoever he goes at here, this isn't technically that threatening of a move as long as you keep E1, right? The way I see it. I don't know. Do we just let it go off? He's gonna... Let's see. I mean, we could just mass assist B1. It would pretty likely end up in a B1 death, but I think we B1 right here. I think we just take out Sniper. This is one of the missions that I'm less practiced on. At least with this game composition. Cool. It's really weird not having Ahsoka. Let's see. These debuffs are going to wear off on Sniper Droid soon. I kind of just want to take him a picture, I think. Right. Pretty lucky there. Alright, we can probably close this wave out without using an AoE here. We should save the cooldown. This retribution. Is it though? I don't think it is weird. The offense up is a little spooky though. Let's see. No courage on R2, unfortunately. Trying to figure how we get through this without getting without wasting cooldowns and while keeping people healthy. I don't hate you having it here. GK's not going to get any courage, so GK basic wouldn't kill here. This is a bit weird. Maybe we could just pop double Padme out. Yeah, I'm fine using Padme. Not a great preload going into the next wave. This is kind of okay, but like Padme is so slow that them being this low health, even though we have Padme AoE heal up, is actually kind of scary. I guess GK will be full turn meter, but I don't think he has cooldowns. The foresight might be cool. The fuck ton of AoE pressure they're putting out. I feel like R2's in some pretty big danger here. Okay, so this is weird. I think technically we overkill some damage on... We either overkill courage or we leave a B1. I'm fucked. I think we have to aim at this guy regardless. Just lower their damage a bit. It's still a weird thing though, right? We kind of want Padme. I don't know that we want to kill the last B1. Facing the 12 AoE on 52. I actually did get a decent amount of courage cycle there. I think you're right. Basic on 52 at least would have That we still expend courage. That's the bummer, is we do the follow-up basic second, so the courage would have still gotten expended anyway. And I guess this gave us that we pulled him up sooner. We should still probably double basic here just to lower his offense. Okay, not bad so far. Let's see, he's going soon again. Kind of playing with fire, bringing him solo. Let's see, Padme pops the auto, that's going to be doing 24, that brings him down to 10. I think that's safe here. Although the counterattacks could have... Yeah, it's not that bad yet. This team is deceptively pretty robust. It's R2, 3PO giving a lot of extra protection and all that good stuff. Is there a call to smokescreen GK here? Potentially. I mean, he's probably going to be taunting it, right? But it does force them. The first taunt's going to get dispelled, the second taunt is going to get to go on whoever. I think that's the right call here. Did Bravery just consume Courage? I think it did. I don't remember seeing that before. Interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense though, right? We're gonna kind of spend all of our courage here, unfortunately. Well, I think we keep 5. We're getting bonus turns whenever we kill someone. You gotta try to line up good stuff here. Also, we kind of want to save ATT for C3PO here. I mean, there's no reason to really blow it right now anyway. We have a Magna Guard. This is actually going to kind of suck for us having used R2 smokescreen here, because now it means that once Magna pops taunt, we're basically have to kill him in order to get through him. Maybe we'll have it next turn. I think we just save it way for it. Let's see. I mean, technically speaking, we just want to put it on Padme. So Droid Battalion can't be revived, so Watt will use this move and it won't matter. We could use Kick on Magna just to stop him from taunting. If he counterattacks, then it kind of just sucks. Taking Asajj will stop her from getting Dispel, which I'm a pretty big fan of, but everyone's so far on Terminator anyway that I'm not sure. Doesn't really feel like we're earning that much here. And also, if we kick her now, then when we're gonna want... I think we have such a low amount of protection here anyway. I actually don't mind getting Dispelled here. I don't want her dispelling when we have all of... Maybe just... spend the protection on the... I don't know. Weird choice. Ooh, no. We need to kick Watt in case he decides to use a tank piece instead. Wow, that's a high roll. The fact that it didn't counterattack Anakin there. I was expecting we were just going to have the protection bomb him down. That wasn't the case. Alright, her Dispel is down. If you watch my character's health bars a bit too, this is part of why this team is so deceptively tanky, is like GK just did a basic which gave R2 Foresight, and R2 already had Foresight, I'm pretty sure. That Foresight getting replaced gave him some protection up being replaced, which healed him. I just saw his health go up. It's a really weird... It's not a team you would think of as being an effective team, but they really are able to pull some stuff together sometimes. I know what I said, what I usually said about always kill T-Series, but I don't want to screw around with this mission at all. We've got pretty solid entry Terminator next wave, so let's just, we got 6 curves, we got exposed, use that for sure. Okay. I wonder if there's almost a call to bomb Droideka instead of Elite Newt, because Newt's just gonna sell for bomb. This is weird. I think that makes sense. Kind of unfortunate because bombing the Elite is usually pretty enjoyable. We can't use Dispel now either. Anakin's our main source of Dispel and Droideka. And also we risk Magna Taunt. We this is so greedy. We could just fish for Buffy PD on Magna right now. So even if he gets a counterattack, we're still free to do whatever. That I would rather fish for Confuse on Magna with 3PO turn. Oh, I found Droideka. Yeah. I agree. Although he's not damaging anything else, though. That option is now off the table. I mean, we can just wait. There is absolutely zero reason why we can't just wait now. I think we just do this. Normally, I would love to give translation to Padme. Oh, wait, we don't need to give it to Anakin. We can just give it to Padme. We get the stun. That is pretty much perfect. Alright, we got the Anakin movie wanted. GK probably dies here. And that's fine. Weird. Droideka's already low enough, he's actually pretty dead. I don't know that we actually need to bomb him now. He already uses nuke, he's not a threat for much longer. I don't... Okay, this is weird. Newt is going to die, and we have a ton of stacks of courage bomb. I don't think... So when Newt dies, I don't think that the rest of the... I just misclicked it. Okay, I don't think about it. I think we still win. It's a bit tragic, though. Okay, so we can just smoke screen for sure, right? And it's just gonna go on GK, and it's just gonna... Yeah. R2 did a spin, and Droideka just exploded. I like it. And we get the dodge. It's fine. We just win here. Let's just go down the line. Easy enough. Something about this team, I don't know. Like, straight up, Ahsoka, or like even like Ahsoka 3PO, there's just something weird about the dynamics of this team that just feels better to me than the usual Padme comp. Alright. Last one. I guess I'm going to... Yeah. I mean, the gas fundamentals, I'd rather just talk about the concept of it than the replay. I mean, I'll be transparent, I'll show the replay anyway. And then, yeah. Vandor feels like some secret sauce right now. Vandor goes takes the team from like, it's feeling alright to like, oh no, this is real shit. Vandor smooths out the scary part. Yeah, Yue Cole is just the way that the Terminator lined up in the last wave, right? Like, we were never gonna get to bomb Droideka there because Droideka went before. I was thinking about this too. So we had some strange mods on Han, and I do like the changes that I made, but at the same time, making him beefier also makes it harder to get inspired on Chewie more reliably. So I don't know. He could fix that again. I should probably just change the set overall. I had a feeling this was coming. I'm so low on credits that I haven't gone through the batch of mods lately. I went ahead and leveled up Chupio to 80, which ended up being something of a mistake. Get some credits in 9 minutes, but I'm not gonna wait that long. Alright. Let's do some spring cleaning. I mean, technically we could just load in. Our name is Gar. I feel like there's a better name that hasn't been made for him yet. Just wish credits weren't such a big issue for that right now. I mean, how much do we actually need? What does that kind of play out? It's a weird. This is like Jolie-esque, but Jolie doesn't look. It's a purple. Oh, wait. Like, go. I mean, this is like technically gas territory. Just ditch all that. Yeah, 3-8 G8. Why is it so hard to say that tonight? G8 3-star is my plan. Let's just. That's why credits are so low. I realized it as I did it, basically, that we are dangerously low on credits to do this. Yeah, this is probably what it's gonna be. I didn't even take it to 85 yet. I like got to 80 and I was like, because I wanted to test this. This was the interaction that I wanted to see. While y'all are here, for those who do not know. So check this out. I don't know, the stream quality should be high enough that you can tell. But basically, it'll be more obvious if we do it with Han, because he's so low gear. The first test was, does the rebel in the leader slot have to be a leader, or can it just be a rebel? And as you can see, the answer is, it's fine. The secondary test that I did was, can Chupio steal from himself? And the answer is also yes. So in a sense, Chupio is a new leader. It's just, that's a stretch, right? Yeah, Ciel on Chewie 3PO. Yeah, that 100%. I mean, that's the only real capacity that I would use him at 3-star, right? Like, I don't think he really justifies himself otherwise. Why am I GAC? That's just muscle memory. I mean, I also could just back out and load hot utils just to. I mean, mod capacity is always an issue during TB moving mods. It's just, of course, but the fact that I have these mods that I can't level up yet until, technically until the raid comes in, or until arena income. Also, since we're unmodded, we actually can't field. Can I even do my arena climb? Payout's in 55 minutes. Alright. I'm just gonna go to hot what? Okay. I'm gonna go to hot utils real quick. I have a GAC menu. So I need to do my arena climb at the same time. I mean, I could just record the Ray thing and go from there. I'll probably bump up my TV timer just so it doesn't end up, or my TV live time slot so it doesn't become an issue getting so close to arena payout timings, or I could just climb up the arena sooner. Leaving JKR JKL overnight is actually really, really bad for arena ranks, which, like, hey, no surprise, but it's unpleasant to wake up at, like, I was ranked 38 today? Checked it at 5 PM, like, that's less than ideal. My smoothing mods is just saying, like, please wait. Please be patient. Man, I need to make sure or stop using top chat so much. You're gonna have to Relic CLS. It does justify it. For a second there, because it feels like my Relic progress is getting ahead of. Okay, feels like my Relic progress is getting ahead of everything else for Kylo. So I could do. I do have some room to play with Relic choices, and like taking CLS to Relic 7 with Chewie stat share now, that's a pretty easy argument to invest, I think. Although when you do the math of like, you have to think about like, okay, well, what stats do you get from like Relic 7, right? So let's say we get so what, 260, 250. We get 1,000 offense, let's say. 20% of that is 200 offense. The team spread, and I think so. This is where things get fuzzy. The wording in Chupio, it's a good rules. I should just favorite them, probably. The wording here is missing the critical keyword, which is it doesn't say other rival allies gain half that amount, so it leads you to believe that this should be 60% to Chupio. He will benefit slightly more. I mean, the stacking there isn't nothing, right? There is something to be said for taking Luke to Relic 7. The other biggest concern is like, okay, I've got the signals, but like, straight up. We got no Zimbidles, and like no room to make it either. All these are needed for Kylo and more. Like, yeah, that's the biggest issue. Maybe, actually, probably still not that much room to do this, but I could see taking Luke to like 600. I mean, any unit that's stat shared, right, is usually a pretty common Relic target. Alright, we should have the rest of the mod space. Should we just do... We're at rank 21, we're actually probably going to have to speed things up a bit. I'm going to juggle both at once. Oh, we're still on. Yeah, maybe they just came back. I mean, you didn't miss anything, but well. It's always a bit weird doing this team against Thrawn instead of like Sith Trooper. This fracture kind of makes things a little bit weirder. But then also he loses advantage, so it's not that weird. Seriously, so I'm mod CLS now? It's... So I always modded CLS for anti-gas, and I think in that respect nothing has changed. I really actually want to... Sure. Maybe would have wanted to Whirlwind on us instead. Whirlwind, yes please. He's gonna ult, it's gonna be an AoE anyway. I don't think getting Fracture off is gonna matter here. Get a double kill. Fine, pop ults. But yeah, do you keep his health down? Yeah. And also there's some weird considerations too, right? Of like, you know, we have ended up using CLS against Night Sisters a decent amount just based on where the meta falls, where it is. Which, like, again, isn't my favorite matchup, but like, in a weird way, Chupio actually kind of makes that matchup rougher. Oh, so Chipio should be 40%. That's still that's weird. That's weird based on the established. I'm gonna call it the CG canon for how abilities are written. So this should technically say other allies. Right, because like where would there be a possible exception or use case where he doesn't get the 40%? That seems like a really weird way to write that code unless they can think of an exception coming out later that would prevent that. Okay. Alright, time. I still think sticking Lifeblood on Vandor and keeping it there is probably going to be the way to go. It'll draw out Chewbacca getting it, but I think just as a good practice, it makes sense to me. We're going to have to remod a couple of characters again. RIP credits. I would actually really hate to see how many credits I'm burning through. Alright, we're at 960k. Let's 900k. Looking good so far. I mean, it's the same thing that used to happen when I would remod for a Sith raid when I was trying to compete for top slots. Some things are better left unasked. We don't even really need to. You're just. I'll give you. What's up? Some weird stuff, some interesting stuff. It actually hasn't been that bad. Like, there was some weirdness. Actually, I guess technically. Luke ended up actually being a little bit rougher than I expected. I think we probably could have gone with a more successful angle there. I think we could have just tried to do like a weird scuffed JTR with like Holdo or something. There's still some poise to play with there. In terms of remodding speed, it's cheating with loadouts. You should see how I was like a year and a half ago when I had my whole mod collection memorized and loadouts didn't exist yet. I would remod 3, I think technically 4 teams for Heroic Sith Raid, and they would all do like 2% of Phase 2. Different times. I mean, on the one hand, I knew my mod collection like the back of my hand. The other hand, it's a lot of time and a lot of credits to spend. Less than ideal. Let's work on that immediately. Yeah, I think Lifeblood Vandor. Are we gonna the ruse on him this time? Interesting. So, Chewie got dazed. I mean, we still kill B2 here. Alright, Vandor got it first. I think we're sticking with the plan here. Keep giving it to him. Do we want to stun Droideka here, technically? I mean, we risk a B2 activation, but... Weird. Okay. We didn't stun him, we did activate B2. Huh. Weird. I mean, no one's in damage ability yet, I guess. Chewie's gonna have the AoE Dispel. Nice. We're not even prepared yet. That's also weird. Okay, Chewie got inspired. This should be game. Oh, Flavor, that's AR RNG. That actually happens way more often than you would think. I don't understand why. I mean, it's the same as all AR RNG, right? Just sometimes they're in the mood. Yo, they are going hard on Vandor. I mean, it works for us, right? Like, we've got the Lifeblood. We don't care, but just a bit surprising. Basic on Jordica should take him out. Courage. If we could get Chewie to go one more time before this wave ends and we have B2 alive, then that's actually pretty sick for us. Amusingly enough, Chewie getting dazed here is actually pretty sick. For once. Yeah, we do this. And we had too much damage. Man! Okay, let's actually... I think I tried to test this last time and then didn't actually check it. We need to try to observe whether or not Chewie has AoE on his next turn. Let's see. One dead B2, please. One dead sniper droid, please. I'm so good at this game, you guys. Just high skill cap. No one could have done that. You've never seen inputs this fast. I was actually really sad too that BlueStacks crashed again. If you think I was remodding fast now, remodding and like navigating the menu at 120 FPS was actually like ridiculously slick. Actually, can he pop someone? Probably. Do the thing. Are you inspired yet? I guess we haven't taken damage, so fair enough. Oh, we did a cycle. Okay, so the kill does count. Nice. So I guess, well, technically speaking, if we wanted to be safe, we should have just killed him there. Alright. Chewie's about to go again. He should have AoE. But it's so much fun to aim at the elite. You guys. But also it's a Jordica, and if he... I mean, we have Poe, though. He hasn't inspired. That's fine. We have cheat tools. I just wanna... Yeah. Boss, by the way. Well, you said you'd never seen it before. Let's see how many times we can have it happen. Damn, I was hoping. I mean, she is full non-combat stats. You didn't say you had seen it before. Yeah, fair. I was almost gonna say Jordica gets a chance to play the video game, but I'm sorry. You had your chance, you missed it. It's a nice shield you got there, Jordica. Do we use Ray ult just for the sake of? I mean, we should, right? Fine. Oh, all right. Should probably aim at a Sarge. Or we kill neither and stuff. Alright. I mean, okay. I think I have time to fit in the gas replay and still hit arena payout timing. So it kind of went south, but this is one of the missions I feel like I have a better grasp on. Oh crap, I actually stopped the recording to do this, I think. Actually, no, I didn't. I thought I did. Health was so sad. It never feels as good as you think it should in Light Side Territory Battle. I actually consider it to be largely a defensive play, just because their pull values are so inflated. Realistically speaking, you use Raise Ult for pose you need, because it's still an AoE, right? So you're still doing 50% health damage. Like, that's kind of where the good stuff is. Alright. So I did this earlier, and I was hoping to get at least a solid 3 out of 4. Main thing you want to know here is I approached this mission with heavy health modding. The way to think about this mission, you kind of saw me doing it earlier with like the Padme mission and stuff, is it's all about the kill chain. When you kill someone, you get a bonus turn, you go again. And at least in my experience with a Relic 3 Ahsoka, it is extremely difficult to keep Ahsoka. I tried, like, I think the first time, or even first 2 times I tried this mission, I tried, like, you know, defense, protection, tanky gas. Did not work out. And it's possible, you know, as like I've been learning the mission and targeting and all that, it's possible I just had bad targeting as well. Because, for reasons we'll get to later, if it would be viable to keep Ahsoka alive, I think that would be sick, because there is some RNG on the method that I do here. But the reason why we're stacking health is because Ahsoka's gonna die, and we're basically just permanently sitting in the last stand. Your experience you do best when Ahsoka dies faster. I actually agree. You want Anakin in his angry mode, and you want him getting all that good Terminator. So basically, what you do at the start doesn't really matter. I'm pretty sure it's always this wave composition. I'm pretty sure on that. I think 2 and 3 out of 4 are random, but I'm pretty sure it's always this. When you're in this mission, the biggest concern that you have here is General Skywalker getting stunned or dazed, and dazed is what you're going to encounter a lot more. Command Battle Droid with his basic has a daze that cannot be resisted, so especially with this setup, your main method of fighting it, because if General Skywalker gets dazed, you're screwed. There are 2 ways around it. In most cases, you're just going to get steamrolled. When he gets critically hit, then you cleanse, then you're going to be countering again, you're going to be life-stealing again, because that's what this mission ends up really coming down to a lot. Let's just skip ahead to when Ahsoka dies, which, try as you might, we'll see. I might try to like do different modding on her just to keep her going. It's very tough. Like, maybe you could try to argue like you could keep her alive to phase 2 if you put more pressure on the droid battalion stacks early on. I don't see it happening. So Ahsoka just gets rolled here. This is the way, is what I'll say. And then from here, gas is a very deadly dude, right? That's not going to change. In fact, it's going to get even better here, because even in cases where you don't kill them, you're getting 35% Terminator per enemy turn. So in this case, you know, we did some good initial damage on Command Battle Droid. He's not even going to be at risk of evading here, because we stand up, we have an immediate kill on him. And the thing, I think I made this mistake a lot early on, because in a lot of other teams' cases, I feel very conditioned to go for the throat on B2 first. B2 is actually very good for gas. It's kind of like B1 for Padme, except a bit less consistent. But essentially, every time B2 activates is going to be a gas counterattack here, right? Like, you know, based on pretty sure I'll show you. We're just going to ignore B2. B2 is going to activate plenty, and watch. You know, we don't have missing health yet. We'll stick on B1. B2 is going to go. Barely damages us. We're pretty much back to full. The critical damage down does lower our DPS a little bit. And then, you know, this wave is just like, once you know this flow, there really isn't that much of a challenge. And just kind of skip to the next one. It's just, and the other thing that's nice about this, you know, make sure you're not using the AoE here or anything. I mean, why would you? There's no real reason to. But because we take a bonus turn on successful kill, we'll always have the initiative going into the next turn. So same thing here. Sniper Droid is the other big concern aside from Command Battle Droid. So really just immediately want to put pressure on him. And no real reason to aim at B2 either. You know, and in this case, because General Skywalker pressures and increases their cooldowns, there really isn't any way, because this is the stun move, you're really not going to get put in a position where General Skywalker can't use his cooldown and can't increase their cooldowns. So, like, this wave, I would think tends to be pretty safe feeling. So yeah, like, they took one turn, we got extra turn meter, we immediately just go. first instead because 35 turn meter is ridiculous, and my general Skywalker modding isn't even that fast. I think in my old setup he was slower with like 200 more offense, and then we'll follow the stats. So, yeah, it's very like when this mission lines up, and like these waves are pretty consistent. I actually think it's a really fun mission. The unfortunate part comes in here, which I have other recorded examples of beating this wave. The problem comes in with getting dazed, and you'll see why pretty quickly, because when you get dazed, you're not getting extra turn meter, you're not counterattacking, you're not lifestealing, and you're basically just begging an enemy to critically hit you so that you can get back into the game. We got dazed immediately. And then that was the attempt. ATTE. I was kind of thinking about this, right? It's ATTE or ATTE is kind of interesting in the sense that if you cast this, then you do the AoE. So next move you can kick and then AoE again. I was thinking maybe I wouldn't want to use it on a Metal Droid. And also, one note on this is you extremely do not want to use this at the start of the last wave. This move will get you countered by Dooku, and a lot of times, straight up in my experience, it just gets you killed. You can use it once you've got Dooku under control or you've got him dazed, but you pretty much have to go fishing for the daze first, in my experience. You cannot do otherwise. And the whole, like, needing to get crit to get cleansed is especially true in the last wave fighting against Dooku. But yeah, it was unfortunate, but, like, that's just kind of the dynamic of this mission in my experience, is, like, you know, let's count. We had, I guess no B2 activation is a little bit, I don't know if I would say it's unfortunate, because that would have not really changed anything either. Like, the only, like, B1 can't crit you. I don't think he can crit you, and I don't know if it would self-cleanse anyway. And then, wait, why am I... General Skywalker can't be crit when he's in last stand, right? Wait, why is he cleansed before? Am I overthinking this suddenly? He totally can't be crit. Or no, it's just on... Flare Boot, I need a... gut check. He definitely... can't be critically hit. So why is he cleansed? Alright, now I need to pull this up. So, like, here's one. I'm pretty sure it probably happened in this case. I think in this run I got the kill on Mandroid before he went though. Oh, it should be because Ahsoka wasn't alive starting in this second and third encounter, right? So the rules should still apply. I think so, right? I'm pretty positive here. Let's see. And in this case, we would have to find a very specific example. We need like the initial enemy bombardment. I know I've seen him get cleansed. Because otherwise, like, the moment you get dazed once, you should just get fucked. Always, like, reliable. I might not be able to do an example on this note. I mean, in this case, I think we're just gonna drag ourselves out of it because we're getting bonus turns, and bonus turns aren't affected by days. Interesting. So unless that's true about that not applying to between encounters, because I don't think gas has the blue buff in phase 1, right? Yeah, I don't think it matters. It's just once he's in last stand mode, you're no longer in advance or retreat, whatever it's called. It should be not cover, retreat. Let's be clear. All allies are 501st to start the battle. I don't have my battle versus encounter EG wording straight. No, this 100% should still be in effect because this is still in effect. So unless they put it as specifically, you shouldn't be able to self-defense, which makes this extremely weird. Huh. Maybe it... Maybe it is just a matter of the bonus turns dragging you through the days. But that's also so hard to try to set up, though. I don't think that necessarily points to a difference in modding. Maybe, if anything, yeah, maybe it pushes me. Like, I tried to push speed up and damage down, but maybe that pushes you in the opposite direction. You really do just need to rely on getting bonus turns there. Weird. I don't know what to think about that. Yeah. Like, it actually is generally worse if it's true that we can't be crit. Which it should be true, based on kind of everything we just saw. I don't know what the counterplay is aside from just trying to cycle. I don't know. I've gotten to phase 4 pretty reliably. But also I know that there's a different phase 3 comp that's significantly easier. Wait, I was so focused on thinking, I'm pretty sure I just misplayed this horribly. We don't have Ray ult anymore. I don't know if that's a loss? It's not great. It's extremely not great. I mean, let's see. I don't think it's reasonably viable to expect Ray to cycle to a second ult in time, and she can't out-duel Mr. Kylo by herself. She might make it in. No, there's a 0% chance of her getting his ult before Kylo goes again. Fair enough. Hey. Two spread, cross trying to talk and think at once. We're gonna start with refreshes. Alright, yeah, that's weird. I don't know what to think about the gas mission, man. The whole strategy in my mind for like the whole means that he would stay alive like completely doesn't work. You can't self-defense on crit now. Do I not like Luke with Ray? I've gone back and forth on messing with it. I don't think Luke actually feels that with Ray Jedi. Like, the stun is nice immediately, but I actually, like, because of how the matchups tend to kind of be a slog, I really put more value on a Gas's health reduction. At one point, I think I had an alternating system where I would use, what's his name? Luke in one matchup and Gas in the other. But generally speaking, I just kind of came to the conclusion, Gas is fine. There's no real reason not to use them. I used to use regen piece on Rey against Kylo, which actually regen piece Rey might have been fine there, but like, again, as long as you're not like autopilot, just pushing buttons like I was there, you really are kind of fine. You save Rey for after Kylo's first ults. I'll save them. It's fine. I've always whirlwinded Hux just to be safe. Yeah, I've never, like, again, as long as I'm like actually just thinking about the gameplay, there's no real reason to lose this matchup. And then watch his ult bar. He might be on another turn of ults. So it's actually closer attention. That's he actually didn't die. We might have aimed a lot at him once or twice when we shouldn't have. Increased his health. Or no, it's because she's on a 3 modern. She's like full health back so often. I mean, we could just do. Oh, let's see. 3 battles, 23 battles. Do one. Just toss something on. I do think I need to change my turn order up a little bit here. Oh, this isn't a Jupiter game. Interesting. We didn't get saviored either. I might make this. This will play differently for sure. Assuming we'll go faster on, hopefully. Okay, that worked. Bit weird having strategic advantage over on the Hermit. Normally Revan would have SI there, we would just call that with what's it doodle? JKR, and then our turn here would be Foresight. It's kind of a DPS loss not to do this, but we also do want to deny items. There's crits there. Let's just, in my opinion, like this matchup can't really go wrong as long as you're maintaining offensive pressure. Like, why not just keep it up? It's always a weird consideration to me doing that move, giving Kylo the extra bulk. It's usually typically fine, but just the idea of giving a character free stats makes me uneasy. Pretty much always. Oh yeah, Ian is now a proud Kylo owner as of when I started this stream. Not jealous. We'll get there. We're slowly but surely. We need like a 700 cuffs, 900 carbs, 350 of these. I think I could get 230 more of these. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. Different TBs today than I expected. Again, I think either we do JKL normally or we don't platoon the way we shouldn't have given a 3-1-3 day 1. Undismal will buffer me on SLK, it feels pretty nice. So, yeah, it's true. It's not a big deal, it's more just like a psychological thing. Yeah, let's call it a stream. I'm getting pretty tired anyway. The thirst's starting to hurt. Yeah. We'll see what happens. That's kind of why I changed the stream title as well. I don't think this is going to be the 60-month. Just from the discovery we made here, then the display on platoons. Although I do think I do want to turn this. I do want to keep doing this, like, run nothing. I actually am enjoying this way more than I think I should. Although we are taking it soon. But I do think I kind of like recording this as a process, and in my opinion, it's just a matter of time until things get refined to the point where consistent max performance is a lot more viable. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, if we add JTR instead, yeah. Like we're what? We're -4 on day 1. Let's say -5 because I don't remember. Did JTR get how many? But we're 30, 33. I know we have some people running Ray Luke now, so I would say that this is about the gold standard we're competing against without having Luke in the mix. Luke was a 1 out of 4, so we're -7 there. This, I think we got 3 out of 4, right? So we're -8. Hadley, we got 4 out of 4. Ray, we got 4 out of 4. Here we got 2 out of 4, so I don't think it's reliable to expect a 4 out of 4, so let's say -1 here. So I think we're, what, -9? So we would be at 35 potential, so we'd be tied. Although we didn't get the day 1 fleet question either. For whatever reason, I feel like the AI is focusing 5s down really, really hard. Like, my GK fleet isn't the best, but I was usually able to find some pretty solid success on day 1 combat mission and fleets, which extremely was not the case now. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that if it's helping people learn, and like the fundamentals that I'm talking about of like wave entry, wave exit, tracking cooldown. I think in some respects, I might be able to play better if I could just like. I would almost say like last time I did live commentary while I was playing, and now I'm streaming it. I might be able to play the best if I'm just like stone cold quiet, just trying to track everything instead of streaming commentary at the same time. But this is fun in its own right too. And I don't like everything is still up in the air enough, and this is still such a like trial by fire process that I don't think like Kiadi Mundi mission you could probably like you could stream that I think and talk through it, and you wouldn't really miss anything for the most part. In this case, I think it's a lot of moving pieces and still a lot of stuff that's uncertain. Alright, we'll see. Let's call it a stream. Peace out. And actually, I know, I'm really bad at editing streams. I do think that even with some of the rougher stuff, like I still think the recovery on that Yoda mission showed just how good like cooldown prediction and stuff can drag you out of what was otherwise a pretty bad situation. The misplay on marking commando droid and not finishing your food on sniper droid suddenly made that wave 2 so much more disastrous, and we lost the JKR permanently, but we still were able to get the wave and a half. So yeah, some screw-ups is unfortunate, but I'm actually still pretty proud of the gameplay overall. Obviously 4 out of 4s are nicer, but we saw it was GB on the last wave, so that was a 50-50 on it being 3 out of 4 or not anyway, so it's weird. Alright, goodbye.